We have got 3 people for us today. I will introduce them all and let them speak as well when they do their bits. But we've got Mike Cahill from Albert Goodman. Albert Goodman, a main sponsor and sponsor of the Family Business Awards and long-term supporters of the SBA. So Mike will introduce himself and what he does in a minute. We've got Lizzie Jinby from Teapot Creative. Teapot are sponsors of the Startup of the Year Award and category, which was our first year of doing that last year, and a really, really interesting, quite challenging category to judge, but a really interesting category. So Liz is joining us from Teapot. And then last but by no means least, we've got Leona McDonald from Marston Foods. Marston Foods are a Somerset-based food manufacturer. They do high quality hand finished desserts and distribute nationwide, internationally or just nationwide?
Just at the moment, nationwide, we're avoiding anything.
Yeah,
protocol. Thanks for the moment.
we don't talk about that. Right. So all 3 of them have got the benefit of their experience. Marston Foods won Manufacturer and Producer of the Year at the 2021 Awards, and also Large Business of the Year at the 2021 Awards. So if there's anybody in this room that knows how to put in a successful bid to enter the SBAs, it is Leona McDonald. So high expectations in the end. So just for context, really, the Somerset Business Awards are the largest and most prestigious business awards in the county. This will be their 17th year. One of the key features of it that you will find out is that all the judging is independent. So I think we've all normally had those emails where you get an email saying that you've been nominated for an award and all you have to do is buy a table at the awards ceremony on a certain date. None of that here. You have to enter. So if you do actually win a Somerset Business Award, it is really well earned and really, really, really well regarded within the business community. They are free to enter. Every finalist, if you get through to the finals, gets 2 free tickets for the event. You can obviously buy more tickets, but you get 2 free tickets. And you know, I can't state again enough just how prestigious they are. Winning the awards is a real feather in the cap of any business. So it's great that you're here, great that you're interested, great that you're looking to enter. I'm going to introduce you to Mike Cahill, who is going to use his wit and charm to talk about the Business Awards and why Albert Goodman are involved and what the benefits are from their point of view. So over to you, Mike, and we'll spotlight your video.
Thanks, Alistair. If I'm relying on wit and charm, this could be a long 10 minutes, but we'll give it a go anyway. So for those that don't know me, I'm Mike Cahill. I'm a partner at Albert Goodman in the business services team, working with owner and family managed businesses from startups through to mature businesses, 10 million turnover plus, and giving a whole range of advice from the routine compliance stuff to sales and acquisitions, strategic and succession planning, raising finance, shareholder business protection, all the sorts of things that go around with owner and family managed businesses and looking beyond just the day-to-day business stuff. Albert Goodman are delighted to sponsor the awards. I think, Alistair, you might correct me, but I think this is our 12th year of doing so. And they really have grown every year, from year to year. It's become such a fantastic event, really celebrating the best that the county's got to offer. As I say, we're really passionate about it, passionate about business in Somerset, passionate about supporting it. You know, we've been around for 150 years, so our roots are firmly embedded in Somerset and originally in Taunton, which is where we were founded. I think we're incredibly proud of our relationships in the kind of business community, whether that's with clients, other professionals, banks and lenders, organisations like the Somerset Chamber. I feel that the awards themselves are a great way to celebrate all that's good about business in Somerset and really keep us on the radar and a way of celebrating what we've got, but also encouraging other businesses to reach the high levels that our winners and finalists have done in the past and attract more business into Somerset for the future. So the awards really are an incredible way of recognising what is great about business in Somerset. I think also it's a really good way of recognising the hard work of everyone in the county, the dedication that people put into their business, the innovation that we've got here, the collaboration between different businesses, and I think probably over the last 18 months, we've certainly seen some resilience as well, dealing with all the challenges that clearly we faced. So yes, we want to celebrate those at the top of their game. We want to inspire more businesses to follow their lead, and we want to help ensure that Somerset continues to have a vibrant economy for the future. I think, having said all that, why do we do these awards and not sponsor another awards? Well, firstly, Alistair sort of alluded to it already, but the Chamber have done a fantastic job organising these awards. They really have grown from 12 years ago when we first got involved to what they are now. Every year we've seen record numbers of entries. Certainly the competition's got tougher. I think the standards got higher. And as Alistair said again, these are the premier business awards in the county and rightly recognised as such. As he also said, he's stolen my words a lot here, but the judging is really rigorous. It's completely independent. The judges spend a huge amount of time going through the initial entries, doing the judging visits, and really thinking long and hard about who the finalists should be and who those winners ultimately are. And I know, having sat through lots of judging visits, or been in part of lots of judging visits in the past, and then sitting through the kind of moderation meeting that we have at the end of that process, so that each judge explains to all of the other judges why the 3 finalists are shortlisted and why we've chosen that specific winner for the award. And that is quite a intense few hours, often with some challenge, and and there has been some really good conversations around that in the past. So the winners absolutely can know that they are fully deserving and use that as a real platform for the future. And the reason I also like the awards is not just the recognition it gives the business, but I think for any business that's shortlisted or wins the award, it has a fantastic ripple effect kind of into the whole workforce. You see a real uplift from the employees being part of an award-winning business, and I think it inspires them to push on, take their work to the next level and take that business to the next level. And I think that's something which really we can't underestimate as a powerful tool through the awards. So as well as being the main sponsors, we also sponsor the Family Business Award, and that's something really, really close to my heart. Obviously, in the day job, I've already mentioned, I work with lots of owner and family managed businesses, but my background is from a family business. My parents set their own business 25 years ago. Typical story with in sort of modern times, I guess, with Dad being made redundant at that point and then starting by himself. And just having been in the inside of all those conversations that go on around the family tea table, starting out, growing the business, dealing with ill health, trading challenges, working and living together, all those sorts of things. I find the whole awards process just incredibly interesting to go and visit businesses, hear people's stories, hear what challenges they've faced, how they've dealt with them, and just learn about kind of their success and the ways that they've dealt with it. So I'm incredibly passionate about it. I'm really looking forward to seeing anyone entering the Family Business Award this year, and I'm sure it'll be as strong a category as it has been for the last 4 or 5 years that I've been the judge. I think talking just specifically about the Family Business Award, for anyone that's interested in entering that one, some of the key things that we look for: clearly we want to see a strong business, that includes strong financials, but strong probably in just terms of what they're doing, but really key is the family influence. So what influence has the family had on the business? Does that influence run right through the team, not just through the family members, but does every other employee engage and buy into that and live off the family ethos? We want to see a succession plan. So it's not just a one generation business. We want to know that business is going to continue for the future. And as I said, really, I think it's got to try and stand out in a different way from everyone else. Now, how they do that is completely up to them, and we see lots of different examples of that, whether that's just through the culture, whether it's through the innovation, whether it's through the products, but really try and make yourselves stand out. I'm going to try not to say too much on the kind of award process generally, otherwise I'm going to leave Lizzie with nothing to say. But I will just give a very, very quick summary of the process. So there is your initial submission entry with some attachments and things which you can supply with it. I'm not going to say too much more than that. The judges then go through the lists and create a shortlist for judging visits. And after those judging visits, that's when we then select our 3 3 finalists, and ultimately the winner for the awards night. And a few little pet hates of mine, not things to do, but certainly things not to do. Don't copy and paste last year's submission and change the date. That's really annoying. Don't copy and paste the entry for new business of the year and just submit that for family business of the year. It's not going to say the same things. It's not going to sell you well. And ultimately you could end up not winning either award, when actually if you put a bit more effort into tailored submissions, you could end up winning both. Be really impactful. We don't need beautiful English. What we want to hear is the punchy bullet points. So you want to feel like we've been hit by Tyson Fury for the last 5 minutes or 2 hours, whatever, with the submission or the judging visit, but really sell all the good points about the business, and don't leave yourself short. It's not a time to be shy. I think I'm going to stop there and leave Lizzie plenty to say for her 10 minutes.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. Mike, that's really interesting. Apologies if you can hear any noise. They've stopped digging up the road. They started cutting down trees now. So it's all going really well here. Right, Mike, thank you very much. I should mention that we're going to come to a Q&A at the end. So if you want to write down and store any questions up, we'll come back to our speakers at the end, and I can answer any questions that we've got as well. So I'm going to introduce Lizzie now from Teapot Creative. I do have a presentation to share. So I'm going to see if I can spotlight Lizzie, and then I'm also going to see if I can remember. It has been a while. Remember how to share my screen. It's surprising how 6 weeks of not doing Zoom calls really throws you out. Hopefully you can see a PowerPoint presentation there from Lizzie and Lizzie. So over to you, Lizzie.
Hello, everybody. Thanks, Mike. That was fantastic. A really good introduction on why you should enter the awards. I'm going to talk a little bit more about your actual submission, amongst other things, and what we actually really want to see in that submission. Mike did touch on it, and he's absolutely correct. We're not looking for a beautifully written essay. We are definitely looking for the exciting bits about your business. Alistair, if you could have the first slide, that would be great. So just a little bit about Teapot and why we have ended up being judges. So we are a design and digital agency. We do websites and brands and logos and design beautiful stuff. And we entered the awards, I think it was 2016, and we won, which was brilliant. And we entered the small business category. There are 20 of us, so we're only a little business. And it was our 3rd time entering that we actually won. So we were finalists twice before that, and so frustrated, but thought, God, we just got to keep going. We're so close. So we entered and won, which was just brilliant. And it gave us such great PR and such a pat on the back. All the work that we put into the business, which had been going for quite a while. So we're 12 years old. All the work that we put in it just made us feel like it had been worth it, and what we were proud of, other people could see. So that's a really lovely thing to do if you win. We then went on to be judges because we were so grateful to the Somerset Business Awards that we wanted to give back to the process. And knowing how much our business had got out of entering and winning, we wanted to see other businesses do the same thing. And one of the lovely things about entering is it really makes you focus your mind on what you want to say about your business, which is not something you often do for yourself. And I think just spending time sort of verbalizing what your business is great at is really cathartic and really good for everybody to hear it. And then you have a lovely piece about your business that you can use elsewhere. So I think it's a lovely process to go through. Yes, we've been in your shoes. For the startup and the small business of the year, we've been where some of you guys are, small businesses just getting going, maybe 3 or so years old, maybe a little bit older, but with smaller amount of staff, maybe 20 or so. And so we understand how difficult it feels to get going with the process, and how tricky it is to talk about yourself. And another reason we want to be judges is that we love meeting businesses. We love going out and seeing people and hearing exciting stories and understanding what's going on behind the scenes in the businesses. And just getting to know local business communities is part of our fun stuff that we love to do. Next one, please, Alistair. Thank you. We want lots of information from you. Interestingly, I've been judging now for probably this is the 5th year, I think. And we've judged Somerset, so the small business, until last year when we swapped over and we did the startup business. And both categories, people fall down in the same areas. They just don't give us enough information. They send in you get 800 words and they write 400 words and they have no attachments and no supporting documents. And we can't judge a business on that when there are other people who are sending in loads and loads of really good information. So we need details. We need details about you, when you started, what you've been up to, your products, your services, your staff. And we want to know all the ins and outs of the business. And so if you can cram as much information as you can into the 800 words, that would be really helpful. We need evidence, some photos. We definitely want to see evidence of financials, and I might well agree with this. Some people just don't send any information for financial, and so it makes it very hard to see, what profit they've been making, how well they've been turning over work, and their sales and all that kind of stuff. So evidence your financials carefully. Doesn't have to be really, really in depth. If you want to supply some good graphs, all that kind of stuff, that would be fine too. We want to hear your business personality come through your evidence. So photos, the way you write, we want to feel your business. We want to see that personality coming through all your words. Testimonials are great. We'd love to hear what your clients and your partners have to say about you. And we want to see your brand. We're a brand agency, so this is particularly of interest to me, but I would like to see your logo. I want to see your assets. I want to see a website. What do you do on Facebook? And believe me, we will definitely be stalking you. Next one, please, Alistair. So Startup of the Year business, obviously new category last year, and we were overwhelmed with entries. It was just fantastic. We were really looking for a business that speaks passionately about what they do. Somebody who's has this amazing spark of an idea. The business has to have only been in their first year of trading. So we understand that there won't be much financial evidence. There won't necessarily be a big business community built up around this idea. But we want to see the passion, and we want to see a really novel, interesting idea with a really strong USP. We want to see the energy of the business so that we understand that there's a lot of drive going forward for the future, and we can see that this business is really going to go somewhere, and it's very, very exciting. Something different and something special. We're looking for that really unusual business. The guys who won last year, they make keto nuts, so keto donuts. And it was just the most unbelievable and exciting idea, an incredible business that I've never even imagined you could do before. And it really was very special and very much stood out in amongst the competitors. And obviously, because it's only in its first year of trading, we'd love to see plans for the business for the future. What are the big ideas going to happen? Where are you going to take this? If this is only an idea that's a year old, what's going to happen in the future? How many staff are you going to have? Do you have ideas for premises if you haven't got one? All that kind of stuff. Thank you, Alistair. And small business for the year is a little bit different. It could be a very well-established business. It just has I think it's under 25 staff, Alistair, now. I don't quite remember. That's one.
Sorry, I lost my mute button there. Small business of the year actually is now 1 to 5 staff.
Oh yes,
so many within that small category. Yeah.
So yeah, perfect. That's even better. So what have you done so far in the business? Evidence everything that's happened in the lead up to entering the award. And where are you going to take it for the future? Are you going to expand it? Are you happy at the size it is? But if so, what are your plans to make it more profitable? New products, new exciting ideas? Something about your staff. We'd like to hear about their roles and what they do and how many staff you have, and maybe in the future, how many staff you would like to have. Again, definitely financial evidence. We need more in-depth evidence for this category. Brand progression, again, this is my thing, but I'd like to see how your brand has grown in the time that you have been going, and where you think your brand might go in the future. Are you expanding your brand as your business expands to represent the change in your business growth? And a marketing plan, that would be a really good thing. I'd love to see what you're doing to engage new customers, drive business forward. Try and use the 800 words, even if they're bullet points. As Mike said, they don't need to be, it doesn't need to be a beautiful essay, but we want as much as you can get in that 800 words and really make them all count. give us some nice stuff, put together a lovely PDF about the business, make it look really snazzy, send us some of your assets that you maybe use, leaflets, brochures, photos. We'd like to see some cool stuff. We want to be wowed by the business. So don't just write and send words. Other things would be really, really great. Definitely send as much as you can. Less is not more in this case. Graphs, fantastic. I love a graph. Being a graphic designer, it just represents information to me in ways that I can't access it from a database. So if you have time to put together some lovely graphs to show your profit increase over the years, things like that, that is definitely works for me. Thank you, Alistair. And don't be shy about if you get stuck or if you don't know how to go through the process, or you just don't quite know what judges are looking for. Please do ask us questions. We won't help you do your submission, but we can definitely help you work out what you need to do and how to go about it. Thank you very much.
Okay, Lizzie, thank you very much. I picked out a couple of things from there. So Lizzie wants to see your assets and feel you through your business. Dear, oh dear. Okay, just me then. Thank you very much, Lizzie. Right, I'm going to come now to Leona. Leona, as I've already mentioned, works for Marston Foods. Marston Foods were a double winner at the 2021 awards. For the, sorry, my screen's gone all funny trying to share that, for manufacturing producer and large business of the year. So I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to spotlight Leona and share my screen, and hopefully we'll have the same again. So give me one moment, Leona. There we go. Hopefully you can see the presentation there. Does that work for you, Leona?
Oh, we have action, I think. Yeah. Trying to make it full screen.
Yeah, if I can do that, it might change the screen. Can you see that, or is it?
I can see my notes. How exciting!
No, let me just see if I can share the correct screen. Otherwise, this is the problem you see with these.
You're doing a great job, Alistair.
Oh, don't! It's been a while since I've done that. I'm probably just gonna have to share the one with your notes there, if that's okay. Unless you can tell me how to get rid of the notes.
Alistair, turn it off presenter view. I think that's what you need to do.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Morning, everybody. Yeah, so I think, as everyone's mentioned, we won twice. It was very exciting. Excuse me. It was a bit of a shame that we had to do it obviously during COVID, and we couldn't have a big swish party, but we'll make up for that later, I think. So as you can see on the front page here, we won the Large Manufacturer of the Year, sponsored by Garador, and Large Business of the Year, sponsored by Francis Clark. There's Ben and Neil, looking very cold actually outside, giving the awards to Sarah, our MD. So I'm just going to run through now on the next slide, just a little tips on how we got to where we got to. Like Lizzie, we entered a few years ago and we were finalists also, and didn't win. Gave ourselves a couple of years break. I think Reminiscence Learning also maybe said the same thing, and we came back at it hard. So these were the things that I learned over that period of time. The most important thing to do is just gift yourself the time to look back at all you've achieved. I think certainly as small businesses, we don't give ourselves that gift as often as we perhaps should. And I found it a really interesting process to go back and have a look, really take some time out. And as Lizzie said, give ourselves a few pats on the back that we'd maybe missed at the time. I think we're all just head down, getting on with the day-to-day, making the most out of everything. So it was, yeah, a really good gift to the business. And actually the rewards were greater than just winning the award. They were actually helped us move the business forward too. So it's a much wider piece than just having a bit of fizz and a nice shiny, gift that they delivered to us. I think the other thing that was important also is having a look at the business as through somebody else's eyes, and putting yourself in the judge's shoes. What questions would they ask? What might be of interest to them? There might be minutiae, it might be stuff you think is irrelevant, but actually to the outside world it might be really important. So think like somebody who knows nothing of your business. Imagine they know nothing, because they don't know about your business. They might know about other businesses, but they don't know about you. So start at the very beginning and give that information. Lizzie said, and everyone has said, more is more, and it's really very true. This was my pack, by the way. This is what I sent in. 800 words and lots and lots of attachments. So more is definitely more. The other thing that I found when I went back and reviewed our application from a few years ago was we'd actually included some emotive information, I suppose. That's probably a polite way to put it. I might have just said grumbled. I probably grumbled a bit. We were in the middle of the dairy crisis the first time around, and there were things that were out of our control. And when I went back and reviewed that, I could then start to understand why we maybe hadn't won that time. And so this time around, we were really certain that actually we were just going to remain pragmatic, assess reality, remove any emotion from it, look into the business from the outside. And that, I think, certainly helped us. And remember those past successes. I think as we went through the process, it actually became difficult to know when to stop. One thing led to another. There was more information that came through. It led us down different routes. So it actually really opened up so much more information that we just, because we were so busy, had kind of forgotten about and just got on with it. I suppose it was just a really interesting process for us as a business and really helped us plan for the future. Lizzie also said, I think, that writing this is a really useful document, and our next 3-year business plan is going to be based on this and the successes that we've had. So I think it takes it far wider than just the awards, in my opinion, anyway. On to the next one. Yeah, so I mentioned about my pack. Add supporting documents. I've got PDFs and lots of lovely graphs, and all kinds of things that we attach to it. Really make the most of them, and show off a bit. Be proud of what you've done, but keep it relevant. I think that was also the thing when I went back and reviewed my previous application. Not only did I feel maybe I expressed some emotion, but also maybe some of it wasn't necessarily relevant to my 6 key summary points, which are your very best friends. Once you agree your 6 key summary points, and I've shared ours here with you, we just kept coming back to them. How could we demonstrate those 6 key summary points? How can we make sure that they are, every single question that they might want to ask about them, that we've been able to provide evidence and that we are absolutely confident in what we are saying. And again, these 6 summary points are now helping us plan for our future too. They've become part of our mission statement for the business and have become, part of our everyday, which I think is really important too. The judges, they don't look like that, just so you know. But I suppose, judges are humans too. I'm sure, they wouldn't all agree with that, but yeah, ours were lovely, thorough, very thorough. Lots of questions, lots of in-depth questions, a few squirmy moments, if I'm honest. But we're an honest and open business, and we decided, we would just continue with this the same. We didn't have answers for everything. We are not perfect at everything, but we were just honest about that. We really did just share, warts and all. And I think that, again, that really helped us to do that. So yeah, I think don't be afraid of the judging process. It is thorough. Be prepared, plan well, and just be yourselves. I think the personality of the business can be shown through that meeting more than any other, and they can really see what's at your core. And if you believe that the core of your business is good and is right, then that will definitely come through by being honest and open. So yeah, don't be afraid of the judging process. Just plan it really well. That's what I would say. And then celebrate. I think you can play the video maybe, Alistair. I don't know. We did have, yay, a moment. Tom, our site manager, got covered in bubbles at this stage. So I think he's up under a dryer. But yeah, just really celebrate the successes. I mentioned here how not only was it great to look back, but it's helped us look forward. And for us, that's been the real benefit. It felt great. The whole business benefited from it. There was a buzz throughout. We gave awards. We put the awards up. Those 6 key summary points have become part of our mission statement now. And we live this every single day. So just do it. Feels good. Oh, you could get rid of that one if you want, Alistair. I'm finished. Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't realise that was the end of the presentation. Thanks, Leona. Right. I think there is a bit of a whiff of Anton Dubek about Mike. I don't know if anyone else noticed that as well from that slide. Yeah, the judges aren't scary, but it is a judging process. So as Lizzie's not scary, are you? So you know, do prepare. So I'm going to move to a Q&A session. We're quite a small group. We've obviously got the chat, and I can see David, you just popped something in there around the Q&A, incorporating our business on March 2020, but started trade on the 1st of April 2020. Are we still okay as a startup? Lizzie, that's one for you. Your criteria on the startup business.
Yes, I was just replying to that, but yes, I just need to double check the rules, but I think that's fine.
Yeah. The category on, and we had a conversation about this, Lizzie, when we were scoping these out. The startup of the year category will have begun trading after the 1st of April 2020.
Yeah.
So you're squeaking in there, David,
yeah.
Which is all good.
Fine.
Okay. I'm going to open the floor. Has anybody got any immediate and kind of burning questions that they want to ask our judges, or indeed Leona as a double winner?
Could I just quickly ask something, please?
Of course, Kelly.
It's not a burning question, but the the slide shows that Lizzie and Leona, I think her name, sorry if I got that wrong, have done. Is it possible to get a copy of them at all, or just in case we've missed anything?
Happy for me to share those, Leona and Lizzie?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Just could you remove my notes from
Take your notes
which
off.
I forgot to do, so yeah.
Thank you.
I'll take the notes off. Yeah, absolutely. And it's worth mentioning, I probably should have mentioned at the beginning of this, apologies for missing out the housekeeping. We are recording this session, so we'll be able to share this with you as well, and we'll put it on the YouTube channel so that we can come back to it as well. Okay.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Any other questions that people have at all at the moment? Okay. Just to go back to
Alistair,
yes, Nick.
Just remind us of timeframes now for applications, deadlines, etc.
Okay, so I'll just run through what we've got in terms of categories. Nick, the entries close on the 3rd of December, so there is quite a nice long time to enter. I want to give everybody an opportunity to get involved, but they will close on the 3rd of December, because then the judging process is quite short from there for Lizzie and for Mike and the rest of the judges to actually do their shortlists and then go and visit their shortlist of businesses and come up with their finalists. In terms of that decision-making process, Michael touched on it earlier. We do get all the judges together, we lock them in a room, and we ask them to make very difficult decisions. A couple of years ago, I'm sure that one of our judges was nearly in tears trying to decide which of the finalists they should put through.
It's so and the other thing to say, actually, Alistair, is we have to evidence our judging as well. They're quite strict about making sure that we hand over notes and our scoring process, so it's all very open and honest. Yeah, and if any of the judges, for example, if one of Lizzie's customers, for example, entered the Startup of the Year Business Award, we would have an independent judge that would go along and make sure that the judging for that business was independent, so that they're judged against the others in the category rather than as a customer, which is really important as well. So we've got 14 categories. We've got Small Business of the Year, which is for businesses from 1 to 5 employees. We've got Medium Business of the Year, which is sponsored, sorry, I should say the Small Business is sponsored by Enterprise Southwest. The Medium Business is sponsored by Brook Financial. That's for businesses between 6 and 25 employees.
Large Business of the Year is sponsored by Francis Clark, which is 26 employees plus. The decision on those categories and where businesses sit within there comes from experience of running the awards for a number of years. And effectively what we've done is we've taken all the entrants from all the businesses of the years, and we've tried to make it into 3 equal parts based on the size of the businesses. So that works quite nicely historically. We've then got the Albert Goodman Family Business of the Year Award, which is kind of does what it says on the tin really. It's for family-owned businesses who are doing something exceptional. Best Use of Technology Award is sponsored by Porter Dodson, and really that's aimed at businesses that are really doing something quite special within, not necessarily within technology, but with technology. Charity of the Year is sponsored by Clark Wilmot. Employer of the Year is sponsored by Elite Staffing Solutions, so that's looking at businesses that are really doing something exceptional for their staff. Investing in Somerset is sponsored by Hinkley Point C. Nick, you're obviously trying to get in the good books with your background there. Startup of the Year Award is obviously sponsored by Lizzie and the team at Teapot Creative. Again, that's for businesses that have started since the 1st of April 2020. Employee of the Year is a new category this year, which is sponsored by Western College. I think we all understand that employees are the lifeblood of any business, so it really pays to recognise their hard work and dedication, especially given what we've all been through in the last 18 months. The Environmental Achievement Award is sponsored by Gravity, which is the development on Junction 23, the M5. They are obviously a green focused and sustainable business park that we're going to be building there, so they're ideally placed to judge that one. Service Excellence is sponsored by SETSAT. Somerset Manufacturer and Producer Award, the award that Master Foods and Leona won last year, or one of the awards they won last year, is again sponsored by our good friends Garador over in Yeovil. As a manufacturing business, they're very well placed to judge others. And then the Rebuild and Thrive Award, again, is a new category for 2022, which is sponsored by Barclays. And that's really about those businesses that have reinvented what they do. So key dates again, your 3rd of December is when your entries close. So please do, give yourself plenty of time, as Leona says and suggests, to think about your entry and plan for that. The judges' visits will be between the 17th of December and the 28th of January. And then we will announce and give tickets for the finalists after that, probably 1st of February. For general release, tickets go on sale on the 15th of February. Generally, 2/3 of the tickets will have already gone by that point because they'll go to sponsors and judges and to finalists. And then the 11th of March is the award ceremony itself, and that's going to be at the Winter Gardens up in Weston-super-Mare. It's returning there from the awards we did in 2019 rather than the online awards that we did last year. And I can't wait to get everyone back in a room because it's a hell of an evening. Lizzie's nodding sagely.
Good fun.
Lizzie was there. Lizzie's been there. Mike's been there, so it's they're great fun and a real celebration of exceptional Somerset businesses. So I think that probably gives you a fair idea of what they're about. I will ask one last time if there are any questions. Please feel free to pop a hand up or unmute yourself. Don't want anyone missing out. Okay, if there are any questions after this, if you want to drop me a line, I can either put you in contact with the people that you've spoken to today. Sally will send out a post-event follow-up to this, and we'll include Lizzie and Leona's slides. I'll edit your slides, Leona. And we'll also see if we can quickly whack this video up onto our YouTube channel as well. I'll send you a link for that as well. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you to Mike Cahill from Albert Goodman, who are main sponsor and family business sponsor, Lizzie from Teapot, who are obviously Startup of the Year sponsor, and also to Leona. Leona, really thank you for your time. I know how busy you are, so really appreciate your input and top tips as well, so thank you. Other than that, I shall wish you a very nice rest of your Thursday. Thank you for joining us, and hope to see your entry for the Business Awards. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.